When growing up in India, I left school at 15 and things were changing after the British left. So the minority groups in India, like us Anglo Indians, was getting a bit hard and changing. India got its independence from Britain in 1947. So obviously politics change and common sense prevails. So like any part of the world, when people are suppressed, like ourselves, in certain ways, some of us who could afford it, even with little money, we left. And the ones who couldn't afford it had to stay. Most people had jobs when the British were there, but the jobs were getting hard to get. As far as I can remember, I left in 1960. I don't know where my parents got the money, but they had a little money. And they said, you better go, we're not coming. And they bought my ticket for £68 from the travel agents, which was a hell of a lot of money for people like us. And I came on an Italian ship that stopped at India coming from Australia. And it took me about 2 weeks to get to England. I did enjoy the trip on the ship and seeing different places. It was a bit strange, but when you're young, your mind, I always had an adventurous mind. So I knew I was going to get somewhere, whatever it was. Well, the first problem was racism in the 50s and 60s was more so than what it is now. As we know, it still exists, not only in Britain, but in other parts of the world, like the caste system in India and the Americas and elsewhere, I expect. It gradually, in the country, you soon learn. Whatever age you are, you soon learn, and you can see it all around you. But as I said, people like me, some of us kept quiet, we didn't want to get in trouble. Some fought back, and then we just carried on.
Did you face any racism or discrimination when you were trying to get houses? Did you get turned away from anywhere because of the colour?
Oh yes, I do. Lots of people got it. There were boards on there was no advertisements like you have today, but there used to be little postcards advertising rooms to let. They always wrote, not always, but some did, no blacks or no colours, as they termed it, no Irish. Life goes on, we struggle like everybody else done, and which happened in the Americas and other parts of the world, it happened to us in the 50s and 60s. I always mentioned I was Anglo-Indian because there were lots of nationalities coming to London, and especially from the colonies, the British colonies, like India, Jamaica, and some people intermarried, and that's what our society is today.
Did you ever feel uneasy or have questions about your own identity during this time?
No, I didn't feel uneasy. I expect a lot of people like myself didn't feel uneasy, but there was this racism there which we all knew. But as I said, we had to just get on with it, and times slowly changed.
Can you tell us about how you and your wife first met?
We worked in the same factory. The name of the factory was Hunt's, and they made electrical equipment. And I worked on the big machine, and my wife worked with all the other ladies on the small machines. It was part of a setup that made these electrical equipments from basics at that time for radio and television. And got married in the church nearby, which was 5 minutes away, called St. Gregory's Catholic Church. And we had a little wedding party in our mum's flat in Henry Prince Estate, with a few sandwiches and a few drinks with family and friends. And then we set up life, and we had our first child and then we lived with her mum with the first child for a few months. I can't remember exactly how long. And then I managed to get a railway flat at Bermondsey, near the New Kent Road, and we stayed there for roughly 5 years. And then I was lucky enough with my job to get a reasonable loan from my company to buy a house. And then in December 1970, we bought the house and moved to Bromley, which we are here at present, 52 years or thereabouts.
So going back to Prince Henry Estate, so we're going back in time. So how did you feel about moving into Prince Henry Estate at the time?
Well, obviously, I began to know her family, and there was lots of room there. There was 4 bedrooms, and only her brother and her mum lived there, and my wife. So and I said it was a short time we lived there until we got married, and time went quick.
So did you feel immediately accepted and?
Oh yes, there was no problem.
There was no animosity.
No problems. No. The 50s before I came and the 60s in mine, I can't express it, but I'm sure some people didn't agree and some people agreed. I can't say yes or no, but probably there was something, but it never came into our family.
But they accepted you as one of their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A close family.
It was hard, very hard. When you first start out, very hard. No luxuries, didn't have no luxuries or anything like that. Whatever we wanted, we just saved up. We never got into debt. Grandpa was always on mainly shift work. He's always done shift work. So I was with the 3 little, when we had the 3 of them, I was only the one with them. Sometimes during the night, by myself there. I was 2 years old when we moved to Henry Prince Estate. We're just ordinary sort of family, you know. I used to be the little Muan, they used to call me. My aunt used to call me Muan, because I was always, me and my friend Edna, we used to torment our sisters when they went off courting anywhere. So they used to say, if you see Mum and Dad coming, come and tell us, all right? But we used to wait till they're nearly there, then we used to run and tell them. But yeah, we had good life. You know, youngsters of today, they've got all their different memories of what they are. But we was growing up just after the war, so my mum used to buy about a quarter of sweets, and when they came back, she used to divide them between 5 of us. We never had, you know, a bag of sweets each. We used to have it between us, so. But the fact is, that's where I met Peter, and I had friends, girls on. There was mixed people in the factory, you know. We had a lovely friend in our group where we were. Her name was Beryl. I forget where she came from, Kenya or something like that. But,
So there was never any sort of racial animosity.
Really, I never noticed it, Theo.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the sort of thing I'll take much notice of.
So when you met Grandpa, was it love at first sight, or was it something that sort of developed over time?
How you meet someone, you go out with them, you know, and that. You get to know them.
Do you remember your early outings with Grandpa?
Grandpa's a very romantic person. He's a person that keeps to himself, sort of thing, mainly. But yeah, you know, I remember once he did buy me a bunch of flowers. I think that's the only flowers I ever got. About his family, and you know, it was fine. But his brothers and sisters, they're all fine.
So did his whole
it's just his mum, but that's the way that she was.
And going back to your relationship with Grandpa, did you face any sort of discrimination or harassment due to you being in a mixed marriage?
No,
did
never
you
ever.
from your peers or anyone?
Never.
No.
No one's ever said it unless they've done it behind my back. I don't, but they've never said it to my face. I got on very well with Peter's family, very well. Everything changes. You're a mother. You got to look after your kids. Peter's got to go to work, feed the kids, and whatever. We didn't have no luxuries. Couldn't have any luxuries or at all. No, because when they was at school, they was with mixed race. So when they go to nursery, or when they went to nursery, or went to the first school they went to, they're mixed with mixed people. Loads of there. But what went on, I wouldn't know, because I'm not a child going to that school. And I don't think we had, I think when I was growing up, I don't think we had it. We might have had some, but we must have, because I remember one of our teachers was a Mr. Seal, and I'm sure he came from India, a very slim man, very strict. You know, if you misbehave, the shunk across your fingers, you know, but yeah. But I did nothing really. But we got on well with the neighbours, all the neighbours there. Kids used to be, you know, laugh and play out. You could play out on that road, main road there, the kids. The only arguments we had with their mothers was when the kids were arguing that, you know, your kid, my kid and your kid. That's what mothers used to do in them days. Not nowadays, go up and say, and rage. But, you know, they're kids. That's it. But we didn't have all that. They played, you know.
We being in a factory, we just clicked, and that's history,
Well,
as
you
I
just
said.
waited outside for me, didn't you?
He waited outside, and on the staircase, and I threw her down the stairs.
Peter.
No,
Not
we
being
didn't.
funny.
No, that's how we met.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
do you remember how it felt to be married and being a married man and being a married woman?
Not really.
did
It was
change?
just time went by,
Yeah, that's right.
and you forget it's been 60 years now. You can't remember everything.
I think Peter just Peter went off to work, didn't you?
Everybody did.
Yeah, you went off to work at
Yeah,
the railway.
We just worked.
Yeah,
I worked on the
railway.
railway, and Alma worked in the factory.
No, I didn't. Not when we was married. Oh yeah, till we had the children.
I'll keep quiet.
Yeah.
I won't
Yeah,
answer
well,
anymore.
Yeah, until we had the children. Yes. And from there we moved from where we lived in Arundel to a masonette in Pages Walk, didn't we? As we went along.
We moved just
Yeah.
a few doors away
Right.
to the next block of flats.
No, that's Pages. They were masonettes.
Well, to explain to you, there was a little alleyway,
That's right.
and then we went.
Go on.
And it was on the second floor.
So, given you're an immigrant yourself, Peter, and Alma, you're the wife of an immigrant, I want to just ask your opinion of what you think of the modern day migrant crisis in the UK, and sort of your opinions on how it's being dealt with or how you think it could be dealt with better. So, Grandpa, we'll start with you.
I personally think as time goes by, it's improved quite a lot. It could be better, but it's improved quite a lot. And I'm proud of Britain as it's gone, but there's a lot more work to be done. Life's a struggle, and it's improved much more for young people as we see today. And there used to be a prime minister going back 60 years ago when I first came to England. He said to the British people, "You never had it so good." That was Harold Macmillan, the prime minister, and which is partly true, although I don't agree with all what the Tories say. Keep going, never give in. We went through it, and many others went through it, and sadly it's happening now for some people, and hope it improves as time goes by.
Right. Everybody's the same. You just get on with life, and that's it.
Some got it, and some haven't got
Some
it.
are good, some are bad. That's how life is.